All right, here we are with a new class, a new, group of topics here. This time, website development. So, obviously starting off with very first website development assignment that I that I did. Excuse me. So obviously it's the first one that I ever did. Not the first time I ever messed with website stuff, but the first time was I guess it was pretty good to some degree, but you know I made it on a screen smaller than this one, and I used absolute values. And if you know anything about HTML, you can understand why that would have been an issue. But I'm planning on making a video about my pre college years programming stuff eventually. So, but for now, this, which pretty simple, only two actual programming files, and then the rest are all videos that I have on this site. So for this one, from what I remember, we could do whatever we wanted, and I think the only kind of requirement was to have a table and to have like this option thing, which didn't even have to like work properly, just had to have it in there. So yeah, it's pretty boring to look at since HTML is one of the more simple. It's not even a programming language; it's Markdown, I believe. Hypertext markup language, yeah. So, yeah, I'll show the actual website, of course, but just want to show this first. Just have your headers. Technically, I do it wrong because what you're supposed to, from what I like remember, the convention is that you're supposed to have one H1 per page, which yes, I only have one H1 or header one, but then it's supposed to be the next header on the site should be below, like a level below it, so that's header two and then header three, but then I go back to header two, which uh, you know, it doesn't like break it or anything, but I believe that's the convention that you're supposed to follow. And then I'll show just the styles here, pretty basic stuff, just your classes, uh, not classes, just all forms, for example, and you know things that apply to multiple things or styles that apply to multiple things. To use the proper language. But yeah, I'll show it here. Let me just find it. So this is what it looks like. Not definitely not the most visually appealing website that I made, but I do like the like what I did where I have you know it draws your eye because you have the left, middle, right, middle, left, and so on. And see, it's just basic description, uh, video, which even though if you do stuff from an external site, it might get taken down. Nowadays, I would just embed a YouTube video in there just to have less stuff and like have to be loaded in the website. And also like that's especially good for bigger files. Like all of these, see minute 28, 3 minutes for 56. No, nothing's breaking 5 minutes for those videos. But even if I had like a few more on here, probably load pretty slow. But yeah, see, text not very fancy. Use the default text, which I like picking. I'm a text font connoisseur now, so just using the default just doesn't really appeal to me anymore. This color scheme I kind of like, but I don't know. It feels like it's missing something. Like you have the header colors, the text color, the background color, and this color. So there's like color palette of four there, but if you ask me, they're all too similar to really, you know, uh, act as a nice color palette. They're all a bit dull, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe if I even use this as the background and the background as the text, but yeah, it's just about anime because still am kind of into it, but not as much now as when I started this course. Takes up a lot of time. And you see here, even like they're pretty good series, but they're still about 5 hours. each, 10 hours, 15 hours, 25 hours, like, you know, Ranma one half, that's really good, but, it takes a long time to watch, so that's a just personal thing, I guess. And then here, it's basically a form, like I said, that was a requirement, basically acting as a fake submission form. But if I remember correctly, when you put stuff in it and then hit that all done button, it just goes to the top. Yeah, it just reloads the page basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the first website that I did. No, even back then I had a lot of fun working on it, so I can't believe it took me so long to realize this is like mainly what I want to do. But hey, that's just life, I guess. So yeah, see you next time when more life happens.